I wanted to just add that I believe we are joined by some students today from Oxford County.
Yes.
And they've been studying the legislature and learning about legal services. And I hope you'll feel welcome to jump into the rotation and share your testimony with us.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Senator Carney, Representative Kuhn, and members of the Judiciary Committee. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak today. I want to start by asking you to picture this. Imagine someone going through a tough legal situation, like an employee breaking their contract with you, but they cannot afford a lawyer to help them. This is something that happens to many people in Maine every year when they deal with civil legal problems. My name is Shane Farah, and I am a current student in Oxford County. I am not a lawyer or a person in government, but I care a lot about fairness. What I have learned is that many people in our state do not get the help that they need in court because they do not have the money to pay for it. That is just not fair. That is why I am here to support LD 1022, a bill that will help more people get legal help when they really need it. This bill is important because it helps people in serious situations. These can include problems with housing, personal injury. In civil legal cases, people do not always get a lawyer. That means they have to go to court alone and try to figure it out by themselves. Most people are not trained for that, and they can easily lose their case, even if they are in the right. The Maine Justice Foundation says that almost 70% of low-income people who ask for help with civil legal problems do not get it. It is not because their problems are not real. It is because there is not enough money to help everyone. LD 1022 will help fix that by giving more money to legal aid groups that will try to help those people. Think about a single parent whose landlord is trying to wrongfully evict them, but they do not know how to file papers or speak in court. Or think about someone with a disability who is being treated unfairly but cannot pay a lawyer to stand up for them. These are real people. They live in our towns, are in our community, and go to our schools. They deserve to be heard and protected. Maine is a place where we care about each other. LD 1022 shows that we are serious about fairness. I ask you to vote yes on this bill so that more people in our state can get that legal help they need. Everyone deserves a fair chance, no matter how much money they have for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Committee members, are there any questions? Not seeing any.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ella Penley, and I am a 17-year-old from Oxford County. According to Maine Equal Justice, over 150,000 Mainers live below the poverty line. That's not just a number. That's families, neighbors, classmates, coworkers, people who work hard, who care deeply for their loved ones, but who are struggling to make ends meet. And while some families might have the resources to navigate life's toughest challenges, many others don't, especially when it comes to something as crucial as civil legal help. And the truth is, for many of these people, the legal system is broken, not because the laws don't exist, but because access to justice is still treated like a privilege instead of a right. Justice should not be reserved for those who can afford it. If my family were ever caught in a legal dispute, such as housing issues, we wouldn't have the comfort of a high-powered attorney to get us through it. Not everyone has that privilege. Not everyone gets the luxury of being more than just another case file. I know you didn't take this job just to pass budgets or attend meetings. You do this because you care. You were elected to serve all Mainers, including the ones who are hurting the most. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution that begins with, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice." That's not just a line in a textbook. It's a promise, a call to action, a responsibility. It's a step towards real, meaningful change for people who are too often overlooked and unheard. To thousands of Mainers, LD 1022 is about their civil rights. It's about justice and dignity. Passing this bill rebalances the scales of justice in our state. Right now, many low-income Mainers in desperate legal situations are left waiting for help, sometimes for years. When someone from a low-income family needs help, it's a game of hoping for a miracle, a volunteer, or a free clinic with an opening. Justice should not depend on the weight of our wallets. I think an important question is, why do accused criminals receive the right to a court-appointed lawyer, but an elderly woman whose doctor misdiagnosed her doesn't? Why not a tenant being wrongfully evicted? That just doesn't make sense. That's not justice. That's the system failing the people it's supposed to protect. In January of 2023, the University of Maine School of Law opened the Rural Practice Clinic in Aroostook County. Law students there provided free legal help to low-income families. According to the dean, Leigh Softly, over 2 years, 13 student attorneys served 113 low-income clients. That breaks down to about 8 cases per student across 2 years. See, that's good, but it's not even close to enough. Across the state, Pine Tree Legal, Maine Equal Justice Partners, and the Volunteer Lawyers Project are the only companies that work with a wide variety of civil legal matters, specifically for low-income clients. Let me throw some numbers at you. Pine Tree Legal and Maine Equal Justice Partners together have about 120 lawyers. The Volunteer Lawyers Project handles about 2,000 cases a year, and yet we estimate there are around 25,000 civil legal cases in Maine each year involving low-income residents. Let's break that down. If the math aligned perfectly, that would mean that between 23,000 civil legal cases each year, of the 120 lawyers, they would have to each solve about 192 cases per year. Almost 200 cases a year, each. That math doesn't add up. There's a massive gap between the need for legal help and the resources available. And if we don't act now, that gap will only grow. This bill is your opportunity to close that gap, to prove that justice in Maine isn't just for the privileged, it's for everyone. To show that you hear us, that you see us, and that you're willing to fight for us. So I ask you, what is it going to take for our governors, our senators, our elected leaders to truly understand the daily struggles that so many Mainers face? What will it finally take to reach out that helping hand? Thank you for your time. Again, my name is Ella Penley, and I stand with those who need us. Do you?
Thank you. Committee members, are there any questions? Okay, not seeing any. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Nicole Damon. I'm 18 and I live in Oxford County. Today I'm here to talk to you about supporting LD 1022, a critical piece of legislation that could make a real difference in low-income Mainers, for real low-income Mainers who cannot afford civil legal counsel. This bill matters not just because of what it proposes, but because of what it stands for: equality. LD 1022 proposes a simple yet powerful idea. The right to legal representation should not depend on our income. That in civil cases, just like criminal ones, every person deserves representation, because everyone deserves a fair shot. Let's look at the facts. According to census.gov, Maine's poverty rate stands at 8.7%, lower than the national average at 12.9%. Now consider this: attorneys' fees can range from anywhere between $100 and $500 an hour. For most working families, that's simply unaffordable. And when legal help is out of reach, justice becomes out of reach too. That's not a justice system, that's a privilege system. LD 1022 is a step towards a more just, more equitable Maine. A Maine where no one has to face courts alone, where civil cases are treated with the same seriousness and fairness they deserve, where a legal system truly reflects on our values of equality and justice for all. LD 1022 brings us closer to fulfilling the promise written into our pledge: one nation with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for your time and giving me the opportunity to speak with you guys today.
Thank you.
Thank
Committee
you.
members, are there any questions?